Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our first Voluntary Benefit Open Enrollment webinar for the San Francisco Health Service System. Hopefully everyone is looking at an iconic view of the Golden Gate Bridge from down underneath. Looks like in this picture it's been freshly painted. I always heard an interesting thing that when they're done painting it, they just go back and start all over because it's time to paint it again. You probably heard that too, but today what we'd like to do is we'd like to review all of the benefits that are available through the Workterra Voluntary Benefit Program. You may have heard of Workterra. Workterra has been providing voluntary benefits for the city and county of San Francisco for many years. And there have been some updates. Actually, you may have participated this year. There was an off anniversary or a mid-year open enrollment because there were several new benefits that were added. We're going to talk about all the products and all the programs today and walk through them. It will probably take us the entire hour to do that, so I apologize. You'll be tired of hearing my voice, but we'll get through it. This is Rob Fulton. I'm part of the Workterra team, and one of the things that we'll talk a little bit about is how you can get more information, how you can ask questions, get answers. You can call, you can go online, you can enroll yourself, you can schedule a session with a benefit expert to walk through. There's a lot of opportunity during this month of open enrollment for HSS where you can get questions and make sure that any or all of these benefits are understandable to you and you're comfortable with how they complement and supplement the programs that are provided for you, the employer paid benefits that you have through HSS. So we'll talk a little bit about, again, all of these benefits, how they work, what is available to you, and how you can access more information. So just as a reminder, these benefits will all take place and be put into force next year during 2022, just like your group plans. This is the time when you can enroll in them for payroll deductions that will start in January. There have been some new benefit enhancements. Well, they're typically discounted group rates, so these are not individual plans. They're plans that are put together by the group. They're reviewed and approved by San Francisco Health Service System. Most of the plans are offered on a guarantee issue basis, meaning that even though it's insurance, a lot of the plans, they are available without health questions, health exams, that type of thing. So guarantee issue is a valuable benefit to these programs. And we want to make sure everyone understands that it's available to them without any health qualification, up to a certain level typically. They're all, obviously, most of the programs are paid for through the Workterra payroll deduction process, which means you have a payroll deduction from Workterra and they send the premiums on to the insurance companies for you. So that's very convenient. So guarantee issue is critical. It's available because you're part of a large group of the city and county, and then having the convenience of payroll deduction for most of the programs is great. And also, most of the plans are portable, so even though they're available on a group basis, you can take them with you when you retire. Most people will keep them, and if you leave the city or county for any reason, you can continue them on their own for most of the plans. The benefit experts that you can schedule a session with, or the number that you can call, can walk through the differences on the different programs. Just again, here is probably the most important thing, and that is the top link there is to the San Francisco Health Service System website, and there's a voluntary benefits tile, so to speak, or a place where you can click on a link, and all of the product information that we have available that you're going to hear about today, all of that is available to you on that website. It's also on the benefit guide, which you can click on, so you have an electronic benefit guide. And forgive me if you're very well aware of all of this, but to anyone who's new, It's all available online. And again, it's that sfhss.org. You go to benefit plans, voluntary benefits, and you can navigate pretty easily, pretty quickly to these voluntary benefits. There are links to brochures, rate sheets, and all sorts of information, so it's all available. However, the easiest thing to do for a lot of people is to just pick up the phone and call that 866 number, 528-5360. You might get a live voice. Most of the time you will. We have benefit experts that are standing by on that phone line, and they can answer your questions. They can even help you enroll, tell you where to go. If you want to look at something, think about it, call back later. If you want to go on and enroll, if you have any of the Workterra voluntary benefit plans, you can go directly on. Now, there is a direct link now, which is kind of nice. That wasn't available in the past. So if you go into My Apps, there's a Workterra tile in there. So that's the way you access Workterra now. It's not an outside link anymore. Hopefully this is convenient. It provides greater security and convenience. So again, that's the way you can go in. The CCSFVBOE.com is what you can click on, and that's a scheduling tool. It's a link to a scheduling tool where there are drop-down boxes where you can schedule at your convenience an opportunity to talk with a benefit counselor and walk through questions, walk through the enrollment process. So if you have any questions whatsoever, you can either call, or if you don't have a lot of time and you'd like to sit down when you know you're going to have more time, again, whether it's at home, whatever it happens to be, whatever time works for you, go to that CCSFVBOE.com site, schedule a time, and you can always call back later if you'd like. Again, once you have the information that you need and you just want to enroll, going through My Apps and clicking on that Workterra tile will take you right into the enrollment site if you're all set to go. Okay, so I'll probably mention that a number of other times during our webinar today, but the important thing is that you have a lot of opportunity to ask questions, to get information, to make a good informed decision, and to get assistance with enrollment. So the first benefit that we want to talk about, and this is a new benefit this year, it's from Chubb. Chubb is a highly rated insurance carrier that provides life insurance benefits, and this program is called Lifetime Benefit Term Insurance. So as it sounds, it provides insurance for a lifetime, but it is a term insurance policy. So it's a little bit unique, and we'll go through some of the highlights. So it's a term life insurance plan, but unlike a whole life plan that tends to be more expensive that people think about that they can have for their whole life, the premiums buy a little more death benefit because technically it's a term life plan. But unlike a universal life plan, which is a great individual life insurance plan, very flexible, but it doesn't have the guarantees of a whole life plan. That's one of the features of a whole life plan. So this lifetime benefit term has guaranteed premiums like whole life. It has higher death benefits like term life or universal life, but the premiums are level. So unlike a term life plan where premiums typically go up as you get older, this has level premiums that are guaranteed for life. So it's kind of unique, and you could call it a hybrid, I suppose, in that it combines lifetime benefits that are guaranteed, and it does have some paid up values even as well. So it's pretty unique. Now, the way that this works, the premiums are guaranteed all the way to age 70 or 25 for whatever life insurance amount you would pick. And then after 25 years or at age 70, the death benefit is guaranteed to be at least 50%. Obviously, many people do not have the need for life insurance when they get older, after retirement. And so that cuts the premiums down on this plan quite a bit too. So again, if you think of it, it's guaranteed death benefit while you need it the most. And then at age 70 or after 25 years, it's still guaranteed, but half the benefit is guaranteed for the rest of your life at the same premium. So that's kind of a unique way to do it. It makes sense for most people. And so those death benefits are guaranteed, the premiums are guaranteed, and you actually do have some paid up benefits, even as little as 10 years, which is kind of like a whole life plan. So it's an ideal plan to provide long-term life insurance that lasts for the rest of your life. It does cut down at age 70 or 25 years, but that's when most people need less insurance. So that helps provide a cheaper premium for this plan than if you were buying a whole life plan. The last bullet on the screen there is the LTC. And that's probably the most exciting part of this program or this product, is that what Chubb does for the lifetime benefit term plan is it allows you to access your death benefit early on a monthly basis if you need the money, or perhaps your dependents need the money, your family needs the money to help take care of you once you enter an assisted living, nursing home, or you need home health care, something that's triggered by a failure of 2 of 6 activities of daily living. You may have heard of ADLs, activities of daily living. And those are things like being able to bathe yourself, being able to feed yourself, going to the bathroom, those types of things. And there's 6 of those. And if you can't do 2 or more, then that would trigger a benefit. And it doesn't matter if you're confined to long-term care. It's just triggered by those 2 inabilities. Or if you have a severe cognitive impairment. So something like Alzheimer's or something where all of a sudden now you're not able to process the way you used to be. So again, the point here is that if you need the benefit of your life insurance, but you're not terminally ill at that point, you may, when you go in, when you experience 2 out of 6 ADLs, it's a negative situation, obviously can be a sad situation, but you might be living for quite a long time. But this allows you, through this long-term care benefit, to access the death benefit now, because, as I'm sure you know, long-term care is very expensive. Home health care, assisted living. So a lot of people, it's a financial burden. And so accessing the life insurance early is a great benefit. The other thing is that long-term care insurance policies are very, very expensive. And by the time you need them, it's really too late because the cost is so high. And yet, we don't know what our needs are going to be. So a lot of people will hesitate to buy a long-term care insurance policy when they're younger because you just don't know. So we feel like this is a great plan. It's a great way to provide long-term care benefits because you're accessing your death benefit early. Now, as you go along, your death benefit would be reduced by the amount that you're taking. And so the way it works is it pays 4% of the death benefit each month and can go out for as long as 50 months, which is pretty amazing if you think about it. It has a base plan of 25 months that it pays the benefit, but it's extended because many people live beyond 25 months in a daycare or assisted, living. And so they've extended it. So it goes out as much as 50 months, which is quite a bit, which is over 4 years. So each month it's paid out, the death benefit is reduced proportionally. And of course, premiums are waived for the life insurance while the long-term care benefits are being paid. So here's an example. If someone had a $100,000 lifetime benefit term insurance plan, and say they were the long-term care payout or the accelerated payout was triggered because of the 2 out of 6 ADLs, then that would be a $4,000 a month payment. So it's 4%, as we mentioned on the previous slide, and it would begin paying that out, and it would pay it monthly. And so each month, if you had the benefit, you were the person that had the plan, and you were to pass away after 1 month, let's say, just as an example, then you would have received $4,000 up front for the long-term care. And it just continues like that on a continual basis, on a continual monthly basis. So it's a way to accelerate your death benefit and get it early in the event of long-term care needs, which is really, really a great way to have some long-term care benefits along with a guaranteed life insurance that you can keep forever. It's not like your group term. While you have it while you're working, you can continue it afterwards. The premiums don't go up like an individual term insurance plan. So this is a great plan. We recommend, if you're interested in it, talk to a benefit counselor, call that phone number, schedule a time and go through it. It's guarantee issue up to a certain amount. And it's really is a good program. So you might check it out, see if it's something that would be beneficial to you. Again, before we leave that, and I spent a few minutes on this because this is a new plan. And so just to do a review, so it's term insurance to age 100, although it has some advantages of term and permanent insurance, as I mentioned. It's guaranteed premiums for life. It's a guaranteed death benefit. Again, it steps down at age 70 or 25 years. It's guaranteed to be portable. You take it with you if you leave the city, county, or retire. And it's guaranteed that you can continue it even if the city and county decides, let's say, they don't want to offer this program anymore, which that's important because most group insurance plans are tied to the group holder, the group policy holder, which is the employer. This instance, this really does act like an individual plan. You can keep it no matter what happens. And then, of course, lastly, tremendous benefit is that long-term care program where you can access the death benefit sooner to help towards long-term care needs if necessary. Great benefit. So check it out. It was new this year. If you kind of missed that mid-year open enrollment for voluntary benefits only back in June, then check it out now because it was brand new back then. The next thing we want to talk about is group term life. So you have group term, employer paid group term life. You have some life insurance that's provided for you as an employee of the city, but you can buy more, and you can buy more term life insurance through the Hartford, and it's employee paid. You pay it on your own. So it's in addition to what the city and county provide. And the rates go up gradually over time as you get older. But they start off inexpensively when you're younger. And so it's a good way to get some inexpensive additional term life insurance. It's not like the individual plan where it's for your lifetime or provides long-term care, that type of thing. This is just short-term, inexpensive life insurance, payable in a lump sum. Depending upon how much you enroll for, there may be evidence of insurability required. As I mentioned, it's based on your age. There is a sheet in that benefit guide, in that electronic benefit guide on the website for sfhss.org, as I mentioned, where you can get rates. If you have any questions whatsoever, again, just call the benefit line and a benefit expert can go over what the rates are for you, for your age, and for your family members as well. Another program, and there was a carrier change from Kansas City Life to Manhattan Life this year, but the program stayed essentially the same. And this is the short-term disability plan that's available for employees. And it covers disabilities caused by really any accident or sickness. And you elect a plan. There's one plan available, but you can elect the amount of benefit that you would like. The issue ages that are available are 18 through 69 years old. There's guarantee issue available up to $3,000 per month. Now, because everyone is a California employee, we have a great state plan called SDI. You might be familiar with it. It's the State Disability Insurance or State Disability Income Program. That's a mandatory program that we all participate in through the state of California. And it pays, it used to pay 55%. It's up to, I think, 60% now that it pays you for a short-term disability. So you have that coverage. This plan is designed to pay on top of that because let's face it, 60% is great. However, there's two things that happen. Number one, many of us spend most of what we make because things are expensive in California. There's no exception to that. So we, a lot of times we don't have the ability to take, any reduction in our income. And so being able to supplement that is a good thing. And it also helps us get through that short-term period in case we do have a very serious disability or sickness that is going to last a long time. And we have obviously Social Security for that. But for the short term, this really helps us. And there's a lot of indirect expenses if you were to get sick and hurt and couldn't go to work. And so it's not all just to help offset that reduction from your full pay to the state disability plan. It's also there to help you with a lot of the indirect expenses that you're going to experience if you can't go to work. And things like maybe a family member having to take their time off of work to help you or take you to the doctor for follow-ups. Maybe you have to get some equipment that's not covered maybe by your insurance. Most of your insurance benefits are going to help you in this instance. Your health plan is a great one. But again, there are a lot of things that you don't think about that are lifestyle type adjustments, and this can help with that. So, a couple statistics, we don't like to dwell on negative things because these are optional programs and we just want to explain them. And if you're interested, great. If you're not interested, that's great too. So these aren't sales pitches that we try to do in these webinars. We just try to give you all the information so you can make informed decisions. But 1 in 4 20-year-olds will become disabled before they retire. So now that's a long period of time, maybe 40, 50 years. But becoming disabled is not something that is, that rare. And fewer than 5% of disabling accidents, are work-related. So that's another thing sometimes people don't realize is you have workers' compensation for on-the-job work injuries, but most times it's not on the job where people are getting disabled. So just a couple things to think about, not to scare anyone or to be negative, but just if you feel like you would benefit from some extra income above the SDI plan after your sick pay, that type of thing, then this is a plan to look at. Once again, you can find the rates on the website or you can talk with a benefit advocate and they can walk you through. Just real quick on the actual plan itself, everyone has available to them one plan. So you choose the amount. Maybe it's only $500 a month that would be a good supplement for you, and that's a reasonable premium. But the elimination period is 7 days for accident and 7 days for sickness. So what that means is that if you have a disability but you're back to work within 6 days, then this plan is not going to cover that. If you're not back to work and it becomes weeks and weeks and months, that's where this plan can take place, kind of from that 1 week period up to the 6 months when you'd be eligible to file for Social Security. So that's where that gap is. That's where this plan is to help out, not for a week, but for weeks or months up until you would perhaps have a long-term disability and then be eligible for Social Security. If you're part of the MEA, the Municipal Executives Managers Association, your plan is a little different. It's a 14-14 plan, and the benefit period is only 3 months because of the MEA plan that has a long-term disability plan that actually kicks in at 3 months. So that's why that plan is different. But regardless, it's a good plan. It supplements your income. It supplements the state disability plan if you were to become disabled and you couldn't work. The next plans I'd like to talk about, and these were new last year, as you may remember, that MetLife replaced Voya for critical illness and accident insurance. And wow, they really lowered the rates and came up with a lot more benefits. So that was pretty exciting last year when we introduced these new plans. They really enhanced the benefits. So we're going to talk a little bit about those. Some of the things that are really important is that both of these plans, critical illness insurance and accident insurance, are guaranteed issue. No pre-existing conditions apply to anything. There's no medical questions. If you're actively at work, you're eligible for your benefit plan, you can enroll in these plans. The benefits are paid directly to you. You spend them how you choose. There's no integration with your medical plan or with your employer paid benefits. Claims are paid pretty quickly. And again, if you change jobs or retire, you can take them with you. So really, really good benefits. So the critical illness plan is the first one we'll chat about. What does it do? What critical illness does, critical illness insurance, is that it pays a lump sum benefit to you if you're diagnosed with a serious, quote unquote, critical illness or condition. And the idea or the philosophy behind this plan is that if you get cancer, if you have a heart attack, if you experience paralysis because of an accident or because of a neurological disorder or something like that, you have kidney failure, you have severe burns from an accident, a fire, something like that, then this just pays a lump sum benefit as much as $50,000 directly to you upon that diagnosis. The idea here is that you have a great medical plan. And so your medical expenses, for the most part, minus maybe a deductible, depending upon what plan you're in, a co-payment, something like that. Most of your benefits are paid. However, this does help with things, any kind of cost sharing that you might have in your plan. But really, the idea is if you have a serious illness or an accident, there are so many indirect expenses that you'll experience because of that. And I heard a statistic one time, and again, we don't like to scare people at all by talking about negative things that happen, but a reality is that most bankruptcies in the country are caused because of a health crisis. Someone has a stroke, you can't work, you need help. It costs money for that help. Now you'll have some through your benefits, but and through your health insurance plan and your medical plan, but there'll be a lot of things, retrofitting a house, getting a different car, a van, going for a second opinion that may not be paid for through your medical plan. All sorts of different things where there are going to be additional costs. That's what this is designed for. Your spouse or your parent or your child may have to stop working because they've got to take care of you. So that's the idea here. People who feel like perhaps they are more predisposed to cancer, for an example, because it tends to be hereditary, it runs in their family or something, that they might want to consider this. Again, you have to look at the rates, you have to look at the benefits, but that's the idea of this. Hopefully that makes sense. MetLife really enhanced the plan last year, allowed people to buy up to $50,000. There's a health screening benefit per participant. So if you enroll spouse, children, everyone has a health screening benefit. And if you think of it, you have health exams and wellness exams and things that are covered through your medical plan, then you should, if you have this plan, if you think it makes sense, you're going to get a $100 health screening benefit, even though maybe your health screening benefit didn't cost you anything because it's available through the wellness or through your medical plan. So it's not a way to try to get money out of the plan that's not appropriate. It's very appropriate, and it's to help encourage you, but it really can offset a lot of the costs of the plan, which is great. So a family of four, if they were covered under this plan, could receive $400 if everyone has a health screening or gets their wellness check. And so again, the benefit advocates or benefit experts can tell you more about it. But it's a great plan, and the health screening benefit is great. In California, there's a $200 mammogram benefit, which is fantastic for women who want to get a mammogram benefit. So that's mandatory. That's available. The state makes these plans have it, which is fantastic. So really helps offset the cost because they're paying you that benefit regardless of whether you paid for it, had to pay a part of it, or whatever. Again, Nothing's integrated with your medical plan. These are paid outside of it. Some of the new benefits that we have that were new this year were Alzheimer's, the severe burns, diabetes type 1, muscular dystrophy. So there's a lot of benefits that are covered under this. These plans used to basically just be for cancer and heart attack and stroke, but many, many benefits are covered. So that's a great thing. And they added of course, COVID-19 this year, which was great. Health screening benefit, I mentioned it. It's a fantastic way to get reimbursed for something that may or may not cost you anything, but to help offset the cost of the plan. And there's a lot of different tests that are available, up to 53 ways to get that, which is fantastic. So a little bit of a breakdown. This is something, again, you want to walk through how the benefits are paid. It can be a little scary to talk about health issues and things like that, but just to give you an idea, not only does the plan pay up to however much you enroll for, which could be as little as $10,000, as much as $50,000, but it will pay for second diagnosis or for additional diagnosis. Now, it's kind of crazy to think that you could have a heart attack and then cancer later and then something else later. But the point is that you could be paid out under this plan for as much as 500% of what the plan is. So it really covers you a lot, no matter what happens. If you have a reoccurrence, it's just a great program. So this is an example of someone, I guess you could say they were very unlucky, but they had 3 different payouts because they had a $30,000 plan. They had a heart attack. A couple of years later, they had another heart attack, another diagnosis. So the second diagnosis was paid out to them. And then years later, they had cancer, it's paid out again. So it's a pretty amazing plan. You should take a look at the rates because they're a lot cheaper than you might think. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the accident plan. This was also a replacement of the old plan with MetLife this year. Added a lot of different coverages, a lot of different events, lowered the premiums, increased the accidental death and dismemberment benefit. So here, an accident plan, unlike the critical illness plan, is designed to pay for those everyday, call it nicky-knack things that just happen and add up to kind of, drive you crazy. A lot of families with children, it seems like you're always going to the urgent care or an ER, you have an accident. This is designed to pay an additional benefit for a specific program. It's called an indemnity plan, if you will. So there's a long list of things: injuries, fractures, dislocations, you rupture a disc, you break a tooth, you go to the doctor, you go to the ER, you go for physical therapy, you have inpatient surgery, outpatient surgery, all sorts of different things, fractures, dislocations, as I mentioned, a lot of different things like that. It's going to pay a specific benefit for a specific thing. So, it can be as little as $25. Let's say you break your finger, as little as $25, or you could have you could lose a limb, could be as much as $15,000. So it really just depends on the specific benefit. Can be a little, it can be a lot, but it all adds up. Things like lodging, if you're out of town and you get sick, things like ambulance coverage. There might be a limit under your medical plan. Hospital, it helps on an admission when you're admitted to the hospital, as well as a daily benefit. Lots of different things. Here's an example of how an accident plan works. Just again to give you an idea, it's not replacing or making up for your medical plan. Your medical plan is going to pay the majority of these things. But again, there's going to be a lot of inconvenience. Plus, there are going to be some costs that you will have to pay out of pocket. In this example, someone has an accident at a baseball game. They could be attending a baseball game. They could be playing in a baseball game on the weekend. But this individual that was unlucky broke his femur and had a concussion. Maybe they ran into someone out on the field. It happens. So they go to the hospital in an ambulance. Okay, $300. There's an emergency care benefit, $250. They have to have an MRI on their broken femur. They had a concussion. It was diagnosed as a concussion. Again, the broken femur, let's just say it was one of those terrible open fractures. That would be $88,000 right there. Crutches, $75. You can see the admission benefit, the hospital confinement, follow-up, physical therapy, 5 sessions. So it all adds up. It can be a small accident, it can be a big accident. It just depends on the specific plan that you have. Very, very inexpensive plan. It's literally a few dollars a pay period to enroll, and you can enroll your family. Open during open enrollment. Again, you saw this before on the beginning of the slide. Go to ccsfvboe.com to schedule a counselor appointment, or just go in through My Apps and go on to the Workterra if you want to enroll, or simply pick up the phone and call that 866 number. Okay, we introduced Allstate Identity Protection. It replaced LifeLock. It was cheaper and provided more benefits, so that's a great thing. It's a great program. Identity theft does hit a lot of us. And the idea of the identity theft product or protection is several fold. Number one, it can help you manage all the things that have to be done if your identity is stolen. And to me, that's the most important reason to have it, is now you have a company with a specific individual that will follow up with you that's now going to manage the process of doing everything that's required to restore your identity and to get it all taken care of, okay? Identify whether there may have been any credit cards opened, bank account information, is your credit effective, that type of thing. You basically have an advocate that can help you do that. There's a lot of financial aspect to it, but again, could also just be your credit, and a lot of times there's things that you don't know about, and so you want to restore your credit, you want to restore everything, and it can also provide, indemnity for certain things, and we'll talk about that in a second. It's all safe, secure. They'll get you back onto a secure place. And it's secure to get into the plan. They have a great unlimited plan. It's Protection Plus. This is the one we make available. Locks your credit. If you do have money stolen, there's a reimbursement. If there's any tax fraud, you can get a refund advance. A lot of different benefits. Here's an exhaustive slide of all the different things. Again, the customer care to me is one of the best thing, because they're going to basically give you a dedicated case manager that's going to help you through this. So it'll track your credit, it'll monitor the dark web, give you a notice of any high-risk transaction, through alerts. There's a mobile app, can even reduce junk mail and telemarketing. A lot of different tools that can really help you. So check into it. Again, once you're enrolled, you have all those transaction alerts that they tell you. They monitor the dark web, even social media monitoring. And so it can really provide some great protection for you. So check it out. Again, go online, call. Next thing, talk about pet insurance. We love our pets. They're important. And so pet insurance is a great idea. And a lot of people have participated in this plan. We've worked with Pets Best now for a number of years, and they do a great job, and they have a great program. Pet insurance is designed for veterinary services. I mean, that's really the idea, is if you need to take your pet to the vet because it's sick or hurt, kind of like with our own health insurance, then there's coverage there. There's also coverage for routine preventive care if you choose. If it has a pre-existing condition, then that's where the pet insurance plan is not going to provide a benefit. So just keep that in mind. This plan does have pre-existing conditions, but if your pet hasn't experienced anything and they do experience it after you get the program, then it will be covered. Pets Best is a great program. They've been around for over 15 years, paid out hundreds of millions of dollars of claims. hundreds of thousands of pets insured. They joined Care Credit, so they've grown. They're a bigger company now, and they do a great job. And we've been very pleased. Our members, some of you have the program perhaps, and have been very pleased with the plan and how it's worked. It's very simple. It's a reimbursement plan. Your pet goes to the vet, you get treatment, you pay for that treatment, you file a claim, it's easy, and you get reimbursed. And by the way, this whole presentation is going to be available. If you, and I believe this YouTube video is on the HSS system under the voluntary benefit tile under Workterra, so you have access to it. But just in case, you can come back and look at this if you didn't have time to write it down. But there's a YouTube video that kind of walks you through it. Again, it's pretty simple. It's a reimbursement plan. There's also wellness coverage that you can get. And so you have accident, illness, or just an accident plan. So you have a couple levels here. The benefit advocates will send you off to Pets Best for any questions that you might have, can tell you what the rates are, and you can get more information. It's a great plan. As I mentioned, it's not pre-existing. You may just remember that there is an accident only. So if you buy the accident only, then there's no wellness coverage, and things that aren't veterinary related are not going to be covered. So just to be crystal clear, enrollment's really easy. They have their own website, petsbest.com/CCSF, City, County, San Francisco. That's your reference discount code. This is the one and only program where you enroll outside of Workterra, but the benefit experts can help you, tell you all you need to know about it, and direct you where to go. And it is payroll deducted. The enrollment does just take place directly through Pets Best. Hopefully that's clear. The other thing is that Pets Best has a great program. But as I mentioned, it's outside of the Workterra, and so the enrollment is done. But everything else is enrolled within Workterra, even this legal plan. Now, you may be familiar with the legal plan. Members love this plan, Legal Shield. It provides legal coverage. There's actually an identity theft piece to it as well. It's a very great way to get additional identity theft. If you have the legal plan, it's very inexpensive because they have a bundle. So the Allstate plan is very comprehensive. This is an inexpensive way to add some identity theft to the legal plan. But the legal plan is terrific. And they came up with a Coronavirus Resource Center last year. So they're really trying to be a great advocate for any legal issues that may have come up that have any connection to to COVID-19. So let's talk a little bit about the Legal Shield benefits. What does a legal plan do? Well, what it does basically is give you access to attorneys and lawyers that can help you with a lot of different legal issues. So, you hear people talk about having an attorney on staff or an attorney on retainer. Well, most of us don't do that unless we own a business, perhaps, or we have a need for that. But essentially, this gives you your own personal legal advice and access, so that you basically have an attorney now on retainer through your plan. So 24/7 emergency access if something comes up. If there's any questions you have that you need to talk to someone about, then you pick up the phone and you get some legal advice, and you get an idea of what to do. And many of the things that come along with this plan, for example, wills and living wills, very, very important today. A healthcare power of attorney, a financial power of attorney. So there are a lot of benefits that are included with the plan. But the best thing is that you have someone you can call for advice. They can write letters or make calls on your behalf, and as you may know, sometimes all it takes is a letter from a law firm, to maybe someone who has wronged you, to a vendor or a company who has not performed, and you just feel like, you know what, I don't sue people. That's not who I am. But darn it, I lost money. They didn't send me what I bought. I've been taken advantage of, and so they get a letter, and all of a sudden it's like, it's amazing how often they will respond when they get a letter from an attorney. And so that's part of this plan, is just having that law firm available for you when you need it, in addition to some of the things like wills, powers of attorneys, and that type of thing. You get some discounts on things. They'll even help you if there's a trial involved, traffic-related issues. This is really important. The IRS sends you a letter. Sometimes that can be kind of scary, and they can help you. You can cover yourself, obviously. Cover a spouse or a domestic partner is covered. Children that haven't been married can be included on your plan. Dependent children under age 18, of course. And certainly if you have any special needs children, they're going to be covered. So it really can cover your entire family, and that's important too. The Identity Shield, as I mentioned, this is something that can be added because it's the same company. It's a great plan, and the legal plan is terrific by itself. This is a great add-on to that. And this again provides some additional identity theft protection that's included if you're enrolled in the legal plan. So this is an add-on or an upgrade or a bundle. It's not available individually, but it's a great plan you can add on. So terrific plan. You have a lot of things like you do with the Allstate plan, where you've got a lot of privacy issues where they can help with. Social media is a big one. I think, restoring your reputation, your identity, that type of thing. A lot of different ways they help with that. $1 million of protection. You get a licensed private investigator to find out what happened and to restore your identity. So that's the idea. Like the Allstate plan, credit reports are important. Your credit score is important, and they're really going to come in and help you with all of that. Same thing, include all of your family members if you want to, or just the individual plan. And you can see here, it's bundled onto the legal plan. So it's pretty inexpensive and pretty affordable. They have some member perks program, which is kind of fun, cool, some discount programs. So really good program. And the benefit experts can tell you more about it, help you with enrollment at the same time. The last thing we want to touch on is a new program. You may have missed it, but it's called BenefitHub. And BenefitHub is a new program that's available through Workterra Voluntary Benefits as a city-county employee, where you can get hundreds and hundreds of discounts on retail purchases, travel, movie tickets, car buying. It's kind of like a discount program that you have access to, like a buying program. But one of the main reasons that we put it together and have made it available to the city and county of San Francisco was because they have auto and home insurance discounts available. And we gave a lot of thought to this plan because you may have seen commercials like for Liberty Mutual or Nationwide, which used to, which provides employer-sponsored auto and home, or MetLife does, and we looked at that. But it's kind of tough because if you pick one plan, it's really hit or miss. Some people might save a little money, some people it'll be more expensive. Some companies kind of specialize in motorcycle insurance, or they don't cover motorcycles, or they cover perhaps motorhomes. So there's so many different insurance companies out there that it's really, really hit or miss on using one carrier. It's nice to have the payroll deduction. It's nice to get a small discount. But what BenefitHub does is they actually shop it for you. And so they have a number of different insurance companies where they'll go out and they'll shop and they'll find the best plan for you. and then provide a discount. And it's really a terrific program. So we think it's much better than having just one company that gives payroll deduction. We think it's better to really be able to go out and have someone shop for you, find the best plan, and then it just increases the odds of you getting a plan that's going to save you money from the plans that you have now. It's a great program. All of the buying plan, all of the discounts, the buying programs are fantastic, and it's really easy to sign up and start saving today. A great example is you might be in a store and you might be shopping, and you might just think, gosh, I wonder if BenefitHub, I wonder if this particular company is part of BenefitHub. Well, you can check, and if they are, you can see if there's any discounts. And then when you check out, you show them and you get a discount. It's a great program. So check it out. There's the website. The benefit advocates can send you that way. You can go on. It's very easy to register. The employee referral code is right there. It's AU2HGZ. Again, this is on the website. If you can't write it down right now, the program is just absolutely fantastic. I think you'll love it. Lots of discounts, but again, the primary reason we put together this plan, frankly, was because of the auto and home insurance discounts that we did. We'd always wanted to do auto home. We thought it would be great to benefit, but as I mentioned, the problem is that some people are happy, but lots of people aren't happy because it's just going with one carrier. It just doesn't get it done. This way, you have a much, much higher percentage of employees that will get a discount because they shop different carriers. So check it out. Workterra Voluntary Benefits.benefithub.com. The referral code again, AU2HGZ. And that's all you need to do. You just register for it. It's free. Sign up for it, and you'll start getting discounts. If you're interested in having them check out the auto home, click on that, and there'll be a phone number you can call, and you can get started right away. So get on their website, sign up. It's free. They will ask you if you want them to send you updates on discounts. If you don't, then you don't check that box, and they're not going to bother you. They're not going to bug you. They don't sell your data. It's just a great program. So let's see. I think I have one more reminder. Yes, I do. So one more reminder that this year's voluntary benefits, which actually are 2022 effective, but we have open enrollment right now. Go into the sfhss.org portal. Go in there. There's a voluntary benefit tile. If you type in /voluntary-benefits, it'll take you right to it. Your electronic benefit guide. If you go to your benefits, there'll be a voluntary benefit tile. All of this information is in there with flyers, with phone numbers, with rate sheets. But as I said before, what's the easiest, simplest thing to do? Well, pick up the phone and talk to one of the benefit advocates. They're just there to help. They're not selling things. They're not agents. It's not like they don't earn commissions on any of these products. These are all part of your group benefits, part of your voluntary benefits. Again, it's Workterra. That relationship has been there for years and years and years. We go out and we find the best plans we can. And then the benefit advocates are there to help you enroll if you like, to answer questions that you might have, to direct you wherever you need to go. So you can go straight into Workterra, the last benefit there, and through My Apps, there's a Workterra tile and you can enroll. You can schedule a time to talk with a benefit expert, CCSFVBOE.com. That's where the scheduling site is, where you can go in and you might say, gosh, Thursday afternoons are great, I'm off. And then boom, schedule a time right there. Our benefit expert will call you. If you're on the phone or something, they'll call you back again within a few minutes. So You put your phone number in there for them, and they initiate the call. So you don't even have to remember, but it's better if you do, obviously. Or again, just call the 866 number if you have any questions whatsoever. Last thing I'll say again, these are voluntary benefits. The design of these programs are to complement and supplement the great health programs that the city and county, that health services system provides for all of its employees. These are things that can help supplement your financial needs if something bad happens. Life insurance, obviously, a great new program this year through Chubb that also has the long-term care benefits. The disability plan, which can help give you additional income, even though you have the state disability plan, it helps supplement that. Again, it complements it, it supplements it. The elimination period is designed for that after 1 week up to 6 months when Social Security could kick in for you. So they've all been designed and put together to complement what you have. Critical illness, being the plan that really you don't foresee a big event, a big accident or sickness, but if something does happen, it can provide a lump sum of cash that can really, really help you. And then the other things like the legal plan, homeowners insurance, car insurance through BenefitHub are just ways that the city and county is providing discounts because, we're a large organization, many thousands of employees, so we have buying power. And so let's take advantage of that. And that's the idea of some of those other benefits. You're getting a discounted plan for the identity theft, cheaper than you could buy on your own. Same with the legal plan. Same with the BenefitHub benefits. And then the insurance plans, again, complement, supplement what you have. So I hope that was helpful for everyone, and that you can pick up the phone, go online, schedule a session. These programs are available. We're there during open enrollment. So again, pick up the phone and ask questions. Okay, everyone, have a great day. There's another session that will take place on the 14th at 5:30 Pacific time. So if you had to leave early, came late, or know of anyone else that wants to participate, then we'll have another one of these sessions on the 14th. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week. Have a great day, and stay safe.